So let's talk about Camp Nano. Mixed bag. Did I meet my goal? Long story short, no, because I'm an idiot. Hey ecofictologists, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lovis and I have just about recovered enough from Camp Nano to talk about. For those of you who don't know, National Novel Writing Month, NaNoWriMo, is it's turned into a global movement of writers of all kinds. The official month is November, where the goal is to write 50,000 words in a month. But the months of April and July are Camp NaNoWriMo months, and there you can set your own goal of whatever you want to match whatever project you're working on. This past month I had the lofty goal, as it turns out, of starting, finishing writing the entirety of the first episode in my episodic procedural urban fantasy mystery series, where I pair a PhD student building population dynamics models, hello self-insert, with a law enforcement officer, and together they investigate the illegal wildlife trade of mythical species. That did not happen. Did I meet my goal? Long story short, no, because I'm an idiot. I did have a second goal. I was taking part in like a rigmarole with my writing group, where each of us started a story, and then every day it rotated around so that by the end we had 8 complete short stories. This was so much fun. And the ridiculousness, the shenanigans that ensued were just top notch. They were chef's kiss. I loved every minute of it. So there is a light at the end of this tunnel. There is a silver lining to this month, and I'll talk more about it at the end. So just stay put. So the first week of April went pretty well, actually. I rely heavily on dictation to get through NaNoWriMo events because I don't have to confront a blank page. You're just out for a dog walk, you're already thinking about your story, you might as well talk to yourself about it, and therefore you might as well record it and let a program transcribe it for you. I did manage to do that every day for the first few, first little while, and then one day in that first week I thought, hey, I should make myself a tracker to see if I'm on track. This was my first hurdle because I realized that my goal of writing the entire episode, which when I plotted it out had 16 beats, and I was thinking I could do 2 beats a day, or it was 15 beats when I made the goal. So I thought I could do 2 beats a day. No, I said it wrong before. Not 2 beats a day, a beat every 2 days. That's what I meant. A beat every 2 days. I even said this in my Nano Goals video. 1 beat might be comprised of several scenes, but I haven't quite broken my outline into scenes yet. I might have to do that before Camp Nano officially starts. We'll see where we get to. So I even knew that some beats were several scenes long, but because I hadn't gone into it with a finished outline, I didn't realize that some beats would be 5 or 6 scenes long. So writing 5 or 6 scenes in 2 days, I've never done that. It was ridiculous to think that I could do that. I don't know who am I going into a NaNoWriMo event without an outline and a tracker for just what happened to me? So I set about correcting my tracker. I worked out a schedule that it was tight, but if I kept to it, I would have a very rough draft of my episode by the end of the first month. Anyway, first hurdle was crossed, but it was the first time that I was an idiot this month. Then I attended a wonderful online conference that was hosted by Flights of Foundry. It's for speculative fiction, and it's a weekend long, but it runs all 24 hours to accommodate every time zone. So it is constantly going for those 3 days. And I was actually lucky enough to be on a panel with some of the other members of the Rewilding Our Stories Discord server, where we talked about ecology and climate change in speculative fiction, and it was kind of like a chat session so people could join and ask us questions and we could have a really good discussion. It was wonderful. But one of the other events that I went to was a panel discussion about cozy fiction. Basically fiction where the stakes aren't too high, there's lots of humor, there's lots of focus on relationships, there's no gore or super violent scenes, that kind of thing. You just feel cozy reading them. Now, I love a good cozy mystery. The Thursday Murder Club had me howling in laughter and while crying. I loved it so much, and I just finished the Quiche of Death, Agatha Raisin and the Quiche of Death. I love these titles. They just make my day so much brighter. But the problem with this panel discussion was that it sent me down the rabbit hole of, could I turn my work in progress into a cozy mystery? Because I was starting to notice that what was coming out when I was dictating had a lot of like snarky humor, a lot of sarcasm, a lot of banter between characters. It was not a lot of grit. There was no grit. The original intent was to make it like a gritty kind of mystery to capture the crime and mystery audience. I don't have a lot of grit when I write, it turns out. All the grit in my outline kind of came from the law enforcement officer character, and all of the funny moments came from my kind of ecologist character, and I found I wasn't really looking forward to writing the law enforcement scenes at all. Probably because of that, because I knew the grit was not my thing. Not gritty. So I thought, why not lean into that? Why not make it cozy? Why not, let what happens naturally when I dictate, just go with it. What would I have to change? Do I have an amateur sleuth? Yes, my ecologist, not a sleuth. Do I have ridiculous situations and humor? Yes. I find it funny. Maybe no one else will find it funny, but I find it funny. Do I have a funny pet companion? Yes, I do. Does my amateur sleuth have a weird day job? Yeah, most sleuths don't build population dynamics models in their day job, so I think that counts. The only thing that I would have to change is the second point of view character, because cozy mysteries generally are not told from the perspective of someone who is a detective or a law enforcement or actually knows how to do this, because that's not the point. So you can imagine I lost a few days mulling this over, and I didn't want to continue writing in the old outline if I was gonna change everything and just bin those words. And so I didn't write anything new. And then I decided to go for it, and I rejigged my outline, and now I have a nerd squad of a modeler, a vet, a librarian, and a conservationist that are all gonna solve crime. And it makes me so happy. And like the law enforcement character is now like a secondary character, and they just kind of serve things up on a silver platter, and he's just bemused by them and their nerdiness, which I am so much more looking forward to write. The only issue I did have is that I don't really want to make a joke out of the illegal wildlife trade. It's not funny, it's not lighthearted. It's a very serious issue, and there's a lot of cruelty involved in that, of course. And so I think I have to really be careful how I toe that line, and I have to find my way through that. That kind of topic is probably not something you would often find in a cozy mystery, so I think I'm bending some of the genre rules here, but I've been doing a bit of research, and it sounds like the genre is really expanding a little bit, and while it might not be the taste for all cozy readers, I do think there's an audience that is happy to engage with some more serious topics, as long as overall it feels cozy. And I was never going to put violent scenes, violent animal cruelty, nothing. I was never going to put that on the page because I wouldn't have been able to stomach writing it. So I think I will manage this, but I will have to be careful, and I will have to advertise it properly. I don't want to surprise any readers with this. So long story not so short, I immediately abandoned my old outline and I rearranged it to make it cozy. I gave a different second point of view character, the vet, and in each episode I think I'll mix and match the points of view. So I blame Flights of Foundry completely, but I also thank them. So the next thing that happened in April is that I went on holiday to Germany to visit my family, which was lovely. The only thing is, I didn't put that in my schedule when I made my tracker. Why? Inexplicable. I have no explanation for you. Was it a spontaneous trip? No, I knew this was coming. Still somehow, inexplicably, did not put it into my tracker or take it into account when making my lofty goal. So I had like a solid week where I didn't write at all. And this was after I had changed my outline. And I think when I got back from holiday, I was like, no. I cannot save this. There's no recovering from this. This is done. My official goal for Nano failed so miserably. I think I wrote 4 beats out of the now 16 that are in my outline. And they'll have to be changed. So total and utter failure on that front. However, on the other project, the rigmarole with my writing group, and yes, I missed like 5 days where I was with family because early mornings, late evenings, I didn't have the energy. So I did miss like 5 or 6 days, but the rest of them I wrote every day. And I have to tell you, I'm a little shook because I spent the whole month completely pantsing stories because there's no way you can plot them, and it's the most fun that I've ever had writing. My plotter foundation is shaken to its core. I don't know who I am anymore. I have to sit on this. It only just finished, so I have to sit on this and see what happens. But I had so much fun, and I am so proud of us. These 8 stories are bloody good. They are really good stories, and I'm not biased at all, but they are so good, and I had so much fun writing them. So all the love to my writing group. I love you all. And you saved my April. You saved my April. And after all that, do I feel like a failure because I did not meet my Camp Nano goal? No, I am not upset about this at all, actually. I can laugh at it and I can say I don't understand where my brain was at, but I'm not upset about this. I'm not upset about it at all. And it probably does help that the rigmarole with my writing group went so well and I got so much joy out of it. But even without that, I don't think I would be too upset about how my camp went, because I am looking forward to writing this story. This is gonna be so much fun. I've given myself license to just have fun with it and write what I want to write and write the characters and the banter and the relationships and the ridiculous situations that I want to write, and we're gonna see what happens. We're gonna see what comes out of it. So my mental health is okay. I'm great. I'm looking forward to diving into it. The rigmarole went really well. I saw my family. My April was just fine. Also, it taught me a lot about how I make goals and what I need to take into account. Oh, so many errors. I regret so many things. No, I don't actually. It's just I could have approached it in a better way. So that is how my Camp Nano went. I hope Camp Nano was slightly kinder to you, or maybe that you were slightly kinder to yourself. I hope you enjoyed what you did, whether or not you met your goal. If you did, congratulations, that's amazing. If you didn't, as long as you're happy with what you did, and you have more now than you did before, right? So let me know down in the comments how your April Camp Nano went, and if you can relate to any of the things I've said today. It's a learning curve. It's a learning curve. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I post every Wednesday all about reading and writing ecofiction and how it can be used as a science communication tool. If you like what I do and would like to support me, then head on over to patreon.com/ecofictology and become a patron, where your monthly donation will buy me books and also supports Love the Oceans, a marine conservation organization operating out of Mozambique. If you're looking for a bit of community around your ecofiction, then head on over to Rewilding Our Stories, our Discord server, and meet like-minded ecofiction nerds like yourself. And that is all from me. Happy writing, and I'll see you next week, ecofictologists. Sorry, I'm super distracted. There's a spider on my window. Hello, friend. You stay out there. You're beautiful, but you stay out there.